Hey guys! So before I start my second book review for Get Bookish, I just want to thank you all for subscribing to us on YouTube, following us on Twitter, friending us on Goodreads. It's been really exciting to see the amount of enthusiasm that this community has, especially for new people like myself and Les. The next book I have to review is the one I was referencing in my intro video when I said not a chapter book. It's this right here. Harry Potter Film Wizardry. This is a companion book to movies 1 through 7, and when I say 1 through 7, I mean through Deathly Hallows Part 1, and it focuses on the art in Harry Potter. So all those behind-the-scenes things in the movies that, in the background, you see them, but you don't realize how much work goes into them. This book was published in 2010, and it's written by Brian Sibley, and the artwork is done by Mina Lima Design, an actual company. And to give you an idea of what we're working with here, let's turn to the index. So the index of this book looks like this. It's split up by movie, and each movie has its own particular design that this company did. They're that good. And this is just the beginning, folks. If you are any sort of Harry Potter fan, this is a must-have on your shelf. And if you're like me, you have an entire shelf on your bookshelf that is dedicated to just things related to Harry Potter. Not only the 7 books themselves, maybe some copies from other countries, some companion books, whatever. This goes on there as well. It is really awesome. That's just, sum it up with awesome. You follow through the movies, and because when it was published, Deathly Hallows Part 2 hadn't come out yet, there is a little sneak peek section. But when I acquired the book over Christmas, I had already seen the movie, so that didn't matter so much. But a good example of what they have in here, they have not only decorated pages, but they have actual props from the movies. Like when you're in the section about movie 5, they have actual proclamations, educational decrees from when Umbridge was High Inquisitor of Hogwarts, and there's, I believe, 4 of them in there, and I'm debating taking them out and putting them on my wall, because they are that cool. I took them out of the packaging to look at them. That's just one of the many parts they have. They have a Yule Ball ticket, which you can take out and fan out. They have an advanced potion-making book in here. Just a very small snippet. It's not an actual book in a book, but I mean, this page, right in the beginning, when they're talking about Privet Drive, they have an actual envelope, and you can open up the envelope, which you can see I've already done, and you can pull out a copy of Harry's letter that he received when he lived in the cupboard under the stairs. Just right there, signed by McGonagall. It's awesome. I'm probably going to say that word a lot throughout this review. Awesome. That's just one of the many examples. They have a little thing from the 422nd Quidditch World Cup, and it has a little breakdown of the teams in there. I mean, this book is great if you are any sort of Harry Potter fan. Get this. And even if you aren't a huge Harry Potter fan, it's just a cool book to look at. If this was about some other movie and I was going through the bookstore and I saw this, I would open it up, check it out. The amount of detail that goes into designing the pages and showing the pictures of the behind the scenes and showing how things were done, it's great. When they talk about Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, they focus on all the amount of work that went into designing all the little bits in there, just like when they first designed Honeydukes and they had to come up with all the different candies. It's really fascinating to see all the extra little details that when you're watching the movie and you're focusing on the actors and maybe a tiny bit of background that's sitting there that adds to the aesthetic of the film, but you don't appreciate it for what it is fully until you see it in this book. The amount of man hours that went into designing some of that stuff, I'm sure, is through the roof. And especially when you multiply it by 8 movies. Although this isn't a chapter book, it's definitely worth giving it a score, and I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5, because, like I've said many times before, it's awesome. 5 out of 5. So a pretty short review for you today. There's no spoilage with this. It's just a cool book that you should check out if you're looking for something different, not a chapter book to read. The writing is very minimal. I mean, there's definitely it's jam-packed with information, the writing that there is, but it's more about looking at the designs, touching the little inserts that they have in there. It's about that more than it is about reading it. So that ends my second book review. Once again, if you like people talking about books, subscribe on YouTube. If you like following people on Twitter who talk about books, follow us on Twitter. Friend us on Goodreads. The links are below. And I want to thank you all once again, and I will see you later.